Hey, 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 what is up, everybody? It is Matt, and it is Maniac Monday. First and foremost, I hope each and every one of you had a fantastic weekend. Hopefully you got to get out and enjoy the weather or whatnot. Hopefully it wasn't too hot where you were living, or hopefully it wasn't raining or whatnot. All I know is it's been a scorcher here for the past couple days, and I haven't even really went outside much because of it. It's definitely been quite the Debbie Downer, if you know what I mean. And then also, I do hope each and every one of you are having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that wonderful stuff, as well. As I always like to say, please do like, share, and subscribe. And for every one of you that is new or old, please do always look in the description box for more information on the movie of the day. There will always be a brief synopsis, the cast, the starring cast, the director, the length of the cut that I am watching, some basic like trivia if I find anything or know anything that's worthwhile mentioning. Otherwise, and there always will be a link for the trailer. I almost forgot that. There's almost always going to be a link to a trailer or a scene to the movie. It's pretty rare that I don't ever find one. It's only happened to me once so far, but yeah, you always have something to look at least. Let's move on to today's movie, though. Today's is an interesting one. It's one I saw just for the first time the other night. I rewatched it this morning just to get another opinion about it, because I like to watch these movies at least twice before I get on here and ramble to you guys, if that makes sense. This one, I really do like it. It's not what I was expecting it to be, but for sure. I'm not 100% what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be more of a killer redneck, trapped in a mine type movie, but it's not. It's a cannibal stuck in a mine, and it's not a redneck. I don't know why I got the idea of redneck. Maybe it's because of that movie Trapped with Henry Silva, because the titles are so similar, and this one did run under the title of Trapped. It is none other than Trapped Alive. Yes. Like I said, it went under the title of Trapped, and its working title when it was originally going to come out was Forever Mine. Basically referring to the mine itself that these people are stuck down inside. Now this one, it is from 1988. Didn't come out till 1993 because it ran into troubles with distribution, and then AIP, American International Pictures, came through and purchased the rights to it, and then they put it out as Trapped, and then eventually Trapped Alive. Now this one runs at 1 hour and 31 minutes. That's usually the run time of what I like. It makes me a little less impatient when it comes to certain things about the film. When it comes to the finale, the coup de grace at the end, I can get a little impatient with certain movies if they're really dragging or in a really bad lull, one of those kind of deals. But this one, it does pretty good without making me feel like I was bored. Now this one had good old Cameron Mitchell in here for a couple of scenes. You guys should know him from Toolbox Murders, which is an amazing movie. I think he was in Evils of the Night as well. He was in Without Warning. He did a bunch of old-timey Western stuff from television to films as well. Definitely a veteran actor that was no slouch when it came to being in front of the camera and behind the camera as well. Was a true professional from everything that I've read and seen about the man. We got Sullivan, Hester, we got Laura Kallison, Mark Witsken, Michael Nash, Alex Kubik, Elizabeth Kent, and Randy Powell. And this is directed by, please excuse me if I murder this name really bad, because it is one of those, when I was typing it down, autocorrect kept changing it. It was giving me one hell of a time trying to get this one written down on here. But it's Leszek Burzynski. Leszek Burzynski. I think that's it. Don't shoot me. But anyways, yeah, like I said, this is Trapped Alive. This is the release from Arrow Video US. It is a very crisp, clean cut. As far as what we got for the features on here, we do have our usual reversible artwork, which has it under its Trapped title. I happen to prefer this artwork right here under Trapped Alive. I don't know, it just looks nicer and crisper and cleaner. As far as special features go, there is like a 30-minute documentary on there, an interview with, I forget who exactly in the cast and crew. There was some, I believe a trailer for it, some stills, and a few other things along those lines. Definitely worthwhile on the special features and of that aspect. And it is a standard issue pressed Blu-ray, just to let you know, in case you guys ever are worried. And it is region 1 or free. It is region free. So ABC region free. It means anybody in the world can pick up this copy and purchase it for I think I got this one for like $22, $24, something like that. 30 and under 30 with shipping. It wasn't it isn't a bad price in my opinion. It was worth it. I would have liked to gotten it a few dollars cheaper, but that's just how it goes with the Arrow stuff. Their stuff is a little pricier. They're kind of like the Criterion of the horror industry, in my opinion. The Vinegar Syndrome are really just crushing stuff left and right with their releases and the quality of each and every one of them, and just the overall presentation of everything as well has been very, very, very nice. Now, what is this one about? I've gone on here for almost 7 minutes and haven't told you one bit about the movie itself. It's about these 3 escaped convicts that are on the run. They run into these 2 girls, these 2 younger ladies, who are on their way to a Christmas Eve party, which when I first got this, I wasn't aware that it was a Christmas movie until I started watching it. So I'm going to keep this in my rotation of Christmas movies for sure after this, so I will be seeing it a third time this year. So essentially, it's not a bad time that I watched it. Oh, I got a tickle on my nose. It's not a bad time that I watched it. You can always have Christmas in July. It's July, right? Not that I'm a huge Christmas fan, but I do love seeing horror or something along the exploitation side or cult films side of that genres, those different subgenres, to get a holiday horror release. It's always nice because there's not enough of them. There's a ton for Halloween. Thanksgiving needs some, in my opinion. April Fool's Day's got 2. We got My Bloody Valentine on there for Valentine's Day, etc., etc., etc. Christmas Evil's my favorite for the holiday stuff, by the way. Back to this one though. These 2 girls are on their way to this Christmas party. They are kidnapped, abducted by these 3 gentlemen that are, like I said, were escaped convicts, and they were in jail for pulling a heist. They did a robbery that had gone wrong, and one of the main guy of the group, which I forget what his name was. His full name is like Louis Napoleon something, or Napoleon Lewis, or I forget exactly, but he went by the name of Face because he had this birthmark on his face, which made him it was very noticeable. It wasn't anything that you could hide, one of those kind of ordeals. So it's not, the actor himself did not have the birthmark, just to let you guys know. It was all done with makeup, which is very cool. I thought they did a good job making it look all right, especially by nowadays standards. It did, the effects are okay still. They work. It gets a little dark in places just because it is done in a mine and it's supposed to be dark, so you kind of lose a few things here and there, but overall it doesn't affect it too much. Now, these people, they are when they're on the run, they see that there's a barricade up ahead. They pull off on the side of the road, and they end up pulling onto an old abandoned mine shaft, and they fall down inside of there. Vehicle and all, and that's all 5 of them, the 3 convicts and the 2 girls. They all fall down in there, and the whole while there is a mine caretaker that lives on the property, and his wife there there's a whole weird not chemistry, but a weird relationship going on through there. You never see him awake. He's always dead asleep, and not just like a little asleep, but like to the dead asleep to where they're snoring, sawing logs like crazy, like that level. But there's that weird, that's weird between them, and she's kind of like off in her own kind of world. She's a little goofy as is. They don't hide that fact from you, that she's a little off, a little weird. But I do know that Randy Powell is the sheriff. I forget his name as the sheriff's deputy, but he's the sheriff's deputy of the film. He happens to come up on. He takes the call for these missing girls or the escaped convicts to look around in this area, because it's an all points bulletin type ordeal. When you have 3 escaped convicts, that definitely takes a lot more precedence than anything else. One of them's face, like I said, he has a birthmark on his face. There's also Mongo, who is a very large man who has a very strange ending in this film. Honestly, I thought he went out kind of easy, in my opinion. And then the third one is a kid named Hot Rod, and he is basically the odd man out of the group. He's the one that only does the jobs for the money. He doesn't really have a whole lot of anything else going on with him. That was my one real beef about him. It's like he was a criminal from the beginning. He helped assist in this bank robbery, or this I don't know. They didn't really say if it was a bank or whatnot. It was supposed to be a quick robbery, in and out type ordeal, but it went wrong, and Face blows away one of the security guards, or one of the delivery guards, or whatever it is, one of those ordeals. They were armed guards, just to let you know. But he's a criminal from the beginning, so you got to keep that in mind. It's something that I always thought. That's one thing that I thought was a huge plot hole in this. They don't. They try to make you sympathize with him, that he is just an innocent pawn stuck in this, when in reality he went into both of those very willingly, and knowing that he was going to commit a crime. So I kind of have a hard time sympathizing with him because of that ordeal. So they get stuck in this mine. The deputy comes along. The deputy has a very strange interaction with the caretaker's wife. Him and her literally barely even meet each other. They just barely even pass each other's names around to let each other know who the hell they are. Billy is his name, Billy. And the caretaker's wife, him and her end up fucking when they barely even know each other. It's very weird, and she's very seductive right away towards him. It's kind of funny in ways. Which I thought that was the funny part is how they did that so quick, knowing each other. It doesn't always happen that way in life. It does sometimes, though. Anyways, now as far as being trapped down there, there is a cannibalistic humanoid type creature. You don't know if it's human or not until the very end. It is a human, I will let you know, that is gone cannibalistic, but there is a different thing apart that the reason why it's down there and who it is and the reasoning for what it's doing as well. So there's a lot of that is definitely explained, so you're not left in the dark on that end of it. Thank God. Unlike my reviews, I keep the description of the movie a lot. I keep it a vague, very very vague. So I just want to give you something very basic, so you go watch it yourself, because spoilers can really ruin an experience for a film, in my opinion, or at least I feel like that way it can. Now, as far as any kind of ratings go on that 1 through 5 on a technical side, it's probably a 3, middle of the road when it comes to that. It's not above average by any means. It's not below average. It's basic. It does its job. The best thing about the whole movie is the set design. The mines are very believable, in my opinion. It does look like they filmed 100% of it all down there when a good portion of things were actually filmed on a set. So that does pick up the quality of it enough to keep it at that 3, not almost bordering a 4. It's kind of in between there, 3.5 almost. Now, as far as an entertaining side goes, this thing's probably a 4 in my opinion. I was entertained from beginning to end. Like I said, I've watched it twice now. I will put it in my Christmas holiday cycle of films that I do every year for the holiday season. So this one will go in there. So 7 out of 10. I believe that is a fair enough review for this movie. It's above average, but a little above average. It's not a home run out of the park, but it is at least a double. So it gets you on base. All right, guys. Love your faces. I'll see you tomorrow. I think I think I'm going to do a weird old slasher from the 80s, one that I picked up a few weeks ago that I've been itching to rewatch, because I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. So do look out for tomorrow for a possible slasher. Otherwise, I will be getting some at least one independent film in this week that is low budget, or not low budget, but something that is under the underground, something that is raw and is what nightmares are made of. All right, guys, love your faces as always, and I'll see you tomorrow.